Are we going to have a general election on the 9th of August 2022, 13 months from now? And if we are going to have a general election, is Raila Odinga going to run for the presidency? Is he going to run for the presidency? And if Raila Odinga is going to run for the presidency in 2022, why is he not declaring his bid? Because it's been very clear that he's only going to declare his bid or interest after the Building Bridges Initiative process. Or is it possible that there's something which Raila Odinga is aware of, which probably us as ordinary Kenyans, we are not aware of? Or is there some fear in Raila Odinga's political calculations? In this video today, I want to explain to you guys 5 fears Raila Odinga is facing ahead of 2022 general election. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Is Raila Odinga going to be on the ballot in 2022? That's the question. If you ask me, and for those who've been following this channel, I've always maintained that Raila Odinga is only going to be on the ballot if he's assured of the support of President Uhuru Kenyatta. If Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to support him, I don't think Raila Odinga is going to be on the ballot. But Raila Odinga must address the following fears. The first fear is the energy. Raila Odinga is not a young guy today. He's old. And last year, we saw Raila Odinga being hospitalized. And even this year, Raila Odinga was hospitalized. And when he emerged with President Uhuru Kenyatta for the tour of the city, Raila Odinga was weak. So we are going to go to 2022 general election with a Raila Odinga who is not the Raila Odinga we knew before. That's the honest truth. The Raila Odinga we knew before would traverse this country 24 hours a day for 7 days. There is a time we were campaigning, was it in Kilifi or in Ndewa? We could not cope with Raila Odinga's energy. Some of us, we gave up. Raila Odinga would always wake up early, campaign, hold meetings at night. I don't think in 2022 that would be possible. And the biggest challenge is that Raila Odinga is going to face William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto is another campaigner, energetic. You can't compare him to someone, say, like Musalia Mudavadi or even Kalonzo Musyoka. He can keep the pace. So Raila Odinga must devise a way or a team which is going to help him sustain the energy. So that's the first area, the energy, Raila Odinga's personal energy. Then the second area on this energy is the fatigue of his supporters. Raila Odinga's supporters have always voted for him, some since 1992. They've always with him. During Ford Kenya, 97, 2002 when they supported Kibaki, they've been with him all through. Some of these guys have always looked at Raila Odinga as the hope for a Kenya, for a better Kenya. But most of them are currently trying to shift. They are starting to get tired. And the worst bit of it is in case Raila Odinga will not be assured of the deep state or the system support. If Uhuru is going to support Raila Odinga, that fatigue is not going to be there. These guys are going to wake up and vote for him. If Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to support Raila, most of these guys will not wake up to vote. So that's one fear Raila Odinga is dealing with. The second fear is President Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard. And personally, I don't understand President Uhuru Kenyatta. How people who voted for you 3 times can turn out to be your greatest enemy. I've never understood President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga had hoped that the handshake was going to help him penetrate central Kenya or the larger Mount Kenya region, 40-30%. But Uhuru Kenyatta is currently naked. And the backyard is not really promising the way Raila Odinga had anticipated. And you add that to the fact that NASA co-principals are pulling in a different direction. Where is he going to get the votes to fail? Because even if you have the deep state, even if you have the system, politics is a game of numbers. Those numbers must be perceived in the first place. So his team must work hard to create those perceptual numbers for Raila Odinga. Because banking on central Kenya and the larger Mount Kenya and the way President Uhuru Kenyatta is handling the region casually is not a good idea for me. And I think it's worrying him. But politics is very interesting. A lot of things can change within a day, 2 days, 1 week, 3 months. So let us wait and see how Uhuru Kenyatta is going to deal with the issue of the larger Mount Kenya region. The third fear is the ideological stand. In his entire life, Raila Odinga has always stood for the good of the country. And since he entered into the handshake, Raila Odinga has been supporting certain things which are not good for the country. And there are people who have always supported Raila Odinga because of his ideological stance. These people are now questioning where Raila Odinga's stand is, whether he's a reformist or not, whether he's just desperate for the presidency. That's something Raila Odinga must deal with. The fourth thing which is giving him headache, second fear, is the second-term governors. Let's face it. There are certain governors Raila Odinga single-handedly created in this country. He had hoped that some of these governors were going to be instrumental in his bid in 2017 and beyond. Some of these governors, because the interest of second-term governors are not catered for in the BBI, and even the prospect that the BBI is going to pass in is now almost zero, they are also pursuing their own interest. In Turkana, Raila Odinga made a governor by the name Josephat Nanok. Josephat Nanok won and retained his seat, not because of his strength, but because of the strength of Raila Odinga. Today, he's the coordinator of the United Democratic Alliance Party associated with William Ruto in the larger Rift Valley. That's a blow to him. You go to coastal region, there is Amason Kingi. Amason Kingi is also planning to form a political party, but still is still confused whether to stay with Raila Odinga, whether to go for his party, or whether to support William Ruto. These are people Raila Odinga had hoped were going to support him while their eyes are closed. In Kakamega, for example, Oparanya is sending mixed signals. He wants to be with Ruto, he wants to be with Raila, so he's sending mixed signals. In Busia, a person who Raila Odinga took from nobody, made a personal assistant, made a member of parliament, a governor, is currently even contemplating ditching Raila Amolo Odinga. These are people he heavily invested in. And there are several others. So these second-term governors is giving Raila Odinga fear. Because if you look at their areas, ODM invested in most of these governors heavily. And even the party, they entrusted in the hands of these second-term governors. So it's a big challenge for Raila Odinga as we speak. Number 4 is the political formation. Which formation is Raila Odinga going to form? There is the NASA. Can Kalonzo, Mudavadi, Weta agree to form a formation with Raila Amolo Odinga again after the betrayal? Yesterday, I had the ODM chairperson, John Mbadi, pleading with the NASA co-principals to support Raila Odinga. Is it late? Because we've all had the kind of tone and the speech of the Secretary General Edwin Sifuna towards these same principles. So is Raila Odinga still going to use the NASA formation based on President Uhuru Kenyatta's proposal that they identify one of them? Or is he going to go for a new formation? And this new information could include an alliance or a merger with Jubilee. Assuming it's a merger with Jubilee, do we still have Jubilee as a political party? Or we just have individuals still sympathetic and supportive of President Uhuru Kenyatta? And if it's not going to be Jubilee, let's say it's ODM, what formation in ODM? If Raila Odinga is going to be presidential candidate, Joho running mate, or is it going to be Oparanya? How are these things going to play out? So those are the major headache, fears of Raila Odinga ahead of 2022. Whether he's going to overcome them, I still can't tell as at now. But let me hear your thoughts. Do you think Raila Odinga still has the energy to traverse the entire country when real campaigns begin? What about President Uhuru Kenyatta's backyard? Can we conclude that they are going to support Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga needs at least 30% from that region? Ideology. Is it possible that majority of people are not going to support Raila Odinga because of shift in his ideological stance? The second-term governors I've mentioned. What about the formation? Let me hear your thoughts on all this. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. And by the way, tomorrow we are going to bury my friend, the former member of parliament for Game, Jakoyo Midiwo. Personally, I'll be there. Jakoyo was a good man. He was a very, very good man. Tukutane huko.